Welcome to the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show. Jeff DiVeronica and Steve Bradley here to talk a little Section 5 hockey with the Pittsford Panthers. Steve, we got a full house of veterans here for Pittsford. Let's have them introduce themselves and tell us what position they play. How's that? Is that okay with you, Mr. Bradley?
Sounds like a plan.
All right, we'll go alphabetical order. So we'll start with Cole.
I'm Cole Mann. I'm a senior left wing.
And then Griffin.
I'm Griffin Storrar. I'm also a senior. I'm center.
Lucas.
Lucas Procious, right wing, senior.
Coach Theron couldn't join us. He's got some commitment tonight, so he couldn't join us at this time of the recording. As we record this, you are 2-0-1 on the season, unbeaten. You're outscoring opponents 13-4. Not surprising, Steve. A good start for Pittsford.
No, and a lot of experience on this team, Jeff. And this one of the reasons this is an odd-numbered season. Will end in 2023. If you look back the last three times that 2017, 2019, and 2021, Pittsford has won the Section 5 Class A championship. And I think Lucas and Cole were on that 2021 team and off to a great start with an 8-1 win over Syracuse City in their opener, 4-2 victory over Williamsville North in Game 2, coming off a 1-1 tie with Fairport. So they got into league play with Fairport. Lucas, 4 goals, 1 assist in the first 3 games. What's been clicking for you guys early in the season?
I think those first 2 games, we were scoring a lot of goals, kind of moving the puck really well. Should have done better in the Fairport game. I think we would have had more goals if we did that.
And if I remember this wrong, Steve, you correct me. And wasn't 2 years ago Pittsford like a severe underdog and you guys won the title?
No, well, I wouldn't use the term severe underdog. They were the number 8 seed.
Okay.
But in hockey, that doesn't, the seeding means less. They had a nice path to the final. They had to do the work, but they got, I think it was a triple overtime game, Cole against Victor in the final.
Yeah.
What do you remember? That game was, as a sophomore playing in that game, what do you remember about being in that triple overtime game?
I remember I was really nervous, and then once our captain put that in, just all the stress was relieved.
Now as a senior, having that experience to build on, how does playing in games like that help you in your role as a leader on this team?
Yeah, I feel like it really really helps the team get along and just like to bring the unity together and helps us play as one.
Griffin, coach isn't here, so let's talk about a little bit, okay? Just kidding. But what's he like as a coach? What is he intense? Is he laid back? Does he do most of his coaching during practice but not in the games? What is Coach Thering like?
For the most part, Coach Thering is chill, but he's also like vocal. He's not afraid to yell at us when we do something that's obviously wrong. And he just stresses the importance of teamwork and puck movement.
Lucas, one thing that I've noticed about the Pittsford team over the years is sometimes you've had the most talented team and you've been able to win like that. Other years, you may be the 8th seed and you find a way to get through. But every season, it seems that the best hockey is being played in February and March. Is that a point of emphasis? Is that something you build on, just trying to get, a little bit better every day, so at the end of the season, you've made significant progress?
Yeah, we practice every day, work hard every day. So by the end of the season, most of our stuff will be good.
Is there a defenseman in our group here?
No,
defenseman?
all forwards.
All forwards, okay. Well, I want to ask you about your goalie real quick. Who wants to talk about it's Aiden Brown, right? Okay. Cole, let's talk about Aiden. What are his strengths as a goalie? How long has he been your number 1 guy?
Yeah, so his first year was last year as a freshman. And I feel like that year, as it went on, he really started to build up and gain confidence, and you could tell with his play. And then so far this year, he's been great. Hasn't had a bad game yet, and he's looking great.
Griffin, the most successful teams in every sport, actually, players understand their roles. How is that working on this team with players buying in and doing their job to create a greater good for the whole team?
I feel like everyone on our team knows their role pretty well. People don't try to step too much out of their role, and they're really good at playing it.
Gentlemen, let's take a quick break, come back, and we will talk more Pittsford Panthers hockey right here on the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show.
The best three things here at McQuaid are definitely the sports, the brotherhood, and the service to community. I think that's a really big, important thing that McQuaid stresses, which is part of creating a better and great man. You definitely feel a connection with your fellow students here. It's being all guy school. You're able to relate to each other on a personal level, and everyone's very welcoming here with open arms and willing to be your friend.
While we celebrate 140 years of serving our community, the kind of delicious joy that lasts a lifetime, we look forward to serving you for 140 more. With hardworking, wholehearted, passionate people who will help shape new memories for generations to come.
You don't choose to get hurt at work, but you can choose the workers' comp attorneys at Connors and Ferris to fight for your money and medical benefits you deserve.
With over 20 years of industry experience, we will give your case our undivided attention so that you and your family can focus on your recovery.
So call Connors and Ferris, the workers' comp attorneys dedicated to fighting for injured workers' rights.
Connors and Ferris, your workers' comp attorneys.
Hi, this is Jeff DiVeronica. I'd like to tell you about my friends from Doyle Security. We lost my father-in-law a few years ago, and that meant my mother-in-law was going to be alone in her house. One of my first calls was to Doyle. Doyle has an award-winning burglary detection system, and that gave her peace of mind again. It gave her comfort. These days, you can't put a price tag on that. Whether it's for your family or yourself, at any stage of your life, Doyle is there for you. For seniors, Doyle offers a personally enabled GPS emergency response system. They have a full array of smart systems, including fire and carbon monoxide detection, security cameras, and more for your home or business. More than 35,000 families and businesses rely on Doyle every day and every night. Family owned and operated for more than 100 years, you don't have that kind of staying power unless you're doing something right. To learn more, call 1-866-GO-DOYLE or visit godoyle.com.
Are you ready for a great visit? The first 500 students to visit Roberts Wesleyan University could receive a $100 Amazon gift card. Prospective students can check out Roberts with their families and participate in at least 3 activities. Learn how to apply, get admissions tips, and tour campus. Register at roberts.edu/visit.
Local McDonald's operators care about our local schools, teams, and student athletes. That's why they support the return of high school athletics in the Rochester area and around the state. See you before or after the big game at McDonald's. Welcome back, Section 5. Game on!
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? Or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do? Whatever motivates you, G&G Fitness Equipment is here to get you there. Treadmills, ellipticals, rowers, bikes, home gyms, and accessories. We'll pair you with the right equipment, teach you how to use it, and be there every step of your fitness journey. G&G Fitness. Your goal is our goal.
Welcome back to the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show. Jeff DiVeronica and Steve Bradley talking Section 5 sports for a 20th straight year. Now we're on YouTube, formerly on the radio, but we've changed with the times and able to bring this to you via Zoom. We have Cole Mann, Griffin Storrar, and Lucas Procious from Pittsford hockey with us, Steve. And Panthers coming off a un-Panther-like 10-9-1 season. Lucas, what did you guys need to do better, or what didn't you do well last year that you need to do better this year to have a better season than that?
I think we just didn't really want it bad enough, and like losing in the quarterfinals like that. I think this year we remember that feeling of when we lost, so we'll bring it back and do better.
Lucas, is that something that, I mean, hockey's a lot of off-season workouts and things like that. Is that something that was talked about in the weight room, or maybe when you're doing team skates, or is that kind of something that's just unspoken?
Yeah, definitely. We already talked about, like, because Brighton beat us last year, we're playing them tomorrow, so everyone knows that's a big game.
Yeah. No one's gonna see us till after the game, but I wouldn't want to be Brighton tomorrow. So Griffin, let me ask you about each one of you guys. How old were you when you started playing hockey, Griffin?
I was 4 when I started playing hockey.
Cole, how young were you?
I actually started kind of late. I started in 5th grade, so.
Okay. Who got you into it?
I would say mostly my friends, because a lot of my friends started, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about you, Lucas?
I started when I was 2. Yeah. Pretty
So,
crazy.
he can walk. Get the skates on now. Hurry up.
So
was there a hockey playing father or mother in the family?
No, my brother was older than me and he played hockey, so.
Wow. Okay.
I want to take Jeff's question one step further, though, and we'll go around the horn the same way. Griffin, you said you started when you were 4, but when you first get on skates, it's tough. What made you fall in love with the game? Because it's not easy to learn. You just don't step out on skates and zoom around.
Yeah, when I first stepped on the ice, it just felt right. And it also helps that my dad's been my coach for a lot of my hockey career. So he was there to help me through the process of learning.
Cole, I'm actually glad to hear that you started late, 10 years old, right? But sometimes you hear with sports like hockey, if you don't do this or that when you're 7 or 8, that you're never going to get a chance to do X, Y, or Z. You started in 5th grade, and now you're doing really well on the varsity team. Same question though. What about, you said your friends inspired you to join. What about hockey when you stepped on the ice? Did you love about the game? And I'm sure that you probably had to work a little bit to catch up and get to the level you're at now.
Yeah, I feel like when I first stepped on, I don't know, I fell in love with it. I actually fell in love with it before, I even started playing, just watching games. Then, just the process of the grind, I just really liked. So, yeah.
I got to ask you about the hair while we got a good shot at you right now. Is that just how you go to school, or is this, I came home from practice and didn't want to?
It's post-practice, so it's a little messy.
Oh, Jeff and Cole, I don't know if you know this. There's a Twitter handle. There's a guy named Travis Jackson downstate. He's a huge supporter of high school hockey. A few years ago, he had an all-hair team. So his Twitter account is 5 Minute Major. I know some Section 5 guys. I think some Pittsford guys were on it in the past. If he does that all-hair team this year, make sure you got a good photo to submit. I think you got a shot. I think you're a contender.
We could screen grab this thing right here, right? Probably could do it pretty easily. Are you guys captains?
We haven't picked our captains yet.
Okay. I think you guys must be in the running, because a lot of coaches wouldn't just turn their players loose and just have them come out and interview with us. So, I think Coach Thering knows us well enough to know we're going to do a good interview with you guys, but I still give you guys a lot of credit that he trusts you enough to just come on this program and just do a quality interview. So props for that, fellas. I know he's been at this a long time, and I know hockey's important to him. So that speaks well to all of you in the room. Steve, any final thoughts for the Panthers?
Yeah, Lucas mentioned that his older brother played, and we've talked a little bit about tradition. Lucas, what does tradition mean to put on that Pittsford sweater to you?
Everything, just going to the school, representing the school, the town, the team, everything.
And the other thing, Jeff, too, is we would be remiss. One of the best things that Pittsford hockey does is their annual Pink the Rink game. And the Coach Thering had told me that it's going to be January 7th. So I know it's a long ways away, but it's also against Fairport. So Griffin, what's the Pink the Rink game like, and how important is it to you and your teammates to not only go out into a packed house and raise money for a good cause, but it's always, against a quality opponent? What kind of night is that when you do that?
I feel like besides playoffs, that's the most important night of the season to us. The preparation, all the hard work we put into everything, everything goes into that night. and we want to put on the best hockey we can for everyone that shows up to support and to beat the rivals.
We want everybody in our viewing audience also to know that the Storrar family just got the tree. They'll be putting decorations on it soon. This is not some sort of weird tradition in your family. There will be decorations on the tree soon. Correct?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
just making sure. Nobody freaking out about it. All right, gentlemen. Thank you for your time this evening. We appreciate it. Wish you best of luck this year, guys. Thank you, Pittsford Hockey.
Thank you.
Steve Bradley, thanks for getting us on board with the hockey crew. For my co-host Steve Bradley and our producer Joe Brott, I'm Jeff DiVeronica. Thanks for watching us right here on YouTube on the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show.